Hey guys, what is going on? Lego Man 123 here, and welcome back to another Lego News Video, where today in this episode we have some pretty interesting and also some pretty exciting Lego news from various themes. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off, we have some Lego Harry Potter news, and that is we are getting another set, and this is set 30628, the Monsters Book of Monsters. Now, this is really iconic, in my opinion, in The Prisoner of Azkaban, which is the third Harry Potter movie in the franchise. And I really wish we got a Neville minifig instead of Draco, because it would have been really cool to get the Neville minifig with, like, all his uniform ripped up from the Monsters Book of Monsters. I think that would be a more iconic version, because I feel like the Draco really doesn't work as well, and I'm pretty sure it's the same Draco as the one from the Great Hall set, but I'm not 100% sure. The Monsters Book of Monsters, man, that's a real tongue twister. I really love the overall design for this. It definitely does capture some really great details, like the four eyes, and then like the teeth and the mouth. I really love that. And then on the bottom of it, there's actually a play feature where it uses a bunch of Technic pieces and like wheels, where if you rotate it on I think a hard surface, I don't think carpet would work, you can actually see it like open its mouth and all that. I think that's a really fun play feature. I also really like these almost like vine sort of things on him or her as well. I think that's a great detail. And then I also love the sticker, or no, I think that might be a sticker because it's sort of like split into sort of parts. So it has the Monster Book of, or like just the, oh, it's like right in that small part there. So it's the Monster Book of Monsters. I really love those, maybe four, or yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 4 stickers. That is definitely really cool. I'm also interested to see what will be included in the inside. Will it just be like plain, or will it have like information about just different monsters in the Harry Potter universe? So that'd be definitely really interesting. Or it may not actually be able to open up. It may like be sort of locked in a sort of mechanism. We just have to wait and see. Next up, we have some Lego Minecraft news, and we have recently gotten 3 images which I believe were leaked of Minecraft sets. The first one is set 21165, and I believe it's titled the Bee Farm. I'm not 100% sure because it's a little blurry to see, but I'm pretty sure it does say that. I think this is a really nice, cute set. I really love the build for the bees. I think they have a really nice build in such a sort of compact size, because a bee is a pretty specific size, and to actually make a Minecraft bee using limited pieces is definitely really creative and also really interesting. And I love the play feature here with like a bunch of Technic pieces where if you sort of turn the knob, it will actually make the bees fly around in possibly a circle. So I think that is definitely really interesting. But I really wish they hit it a little more, like the sort of Technic part of it, because you can see a couple of the Technic pieces, so it would have been great if they sort of hit it. But overall, I think the build is really nice. It has some great detailing with some trees. I think that's an oak tree and a spruce tree, a birch tree. And then like the sort of hive for the bees is definitely a nice build. But I wish we got a couple of more for like the bees, so like we could have, instead of just like one bee in a hive, we could have a couple of more. And then, like, I believe in the trees, which you can actually see on the back of the box, you can actually put bees inside of trees, which is definitely pretty interesting. And then I love the sort of campfire build here, which I think we've seen before in other sets. Then we just have a sheep here, and then just a couple of sort of plants and flowers, and then just a sort of area for, like, I was about to say fruits for some reason, but just like sort of pumpkins or like just a bunch of other plants. And then the minifig included, I think, is Alex, but I'm not 100% sure. I really love his or hers torso print with like the sort of checkered pattern, sort of lined pattern of brown and yellow. And then I think that is definitely really interesting with like the helmet piece, how it has like the sort of, I'm not sure if they're eyes or not, like sort of the almost antennas on the bee. So I think that is definitely really interesting, but I don't think they're called antennas. And then I really love the sort of wing pieces on her. I think that is definitely really interesting, and I'm not too sure on the exact name for them. And then the 1x2 print, or 2x2, whatever it is, of I think that's honey, but I'm not 100% sure. Or like the sort of thing you take out of a beehive with like all the honey on it. I think that is definitely really nice print there. Next we have LEGO Minecraft set 21166, and this is the abandoned mine. Now I really like the idea of this, having an abandoned mine underground. I really like how instead of just having like an abandoned mine, they've included like the sort of grass area on top of the abandoned mine. I really like that sort of transition. And then like the cobblestone, and not cobblestone, gravel sort of effect how it like falls down into the abandoned mine is also really interesting. And then I do like the inclusions of the Minecraft shaft, the zombie spider, and then the little baby slime, and then the water, the lava, and then like just like a spider web. I really wish they included maybe a little more to give that sort of abandoned mine feel, because in my opinion it doesn't look too abandoned, because it does look pretty lively with the spider, the zombie, and the slime, which I can definitely understand why, because maybe not including those things would make it sort of less appealing to like the audience or the buyer. So I really wish they maybe possibly included just a few more things to show that sort of abandoned mine. They could have possibly had some sort of like mine shaft connection, how it goes like through the lava and all that. Possibly even like some chest, some like hidden chest to have that sort of abandoned mine. But apart from that, I really do like the inclusions and some of the play features. The final Minecraft set is LEGO Minecraft set 21167, and this is the trading post, I believe, and I find this a pretty interesting set. I do like the two llamas. They might be exclusive, but we may have seen them in previous Minecraft sets. And then like the build for like the trading post is definitely quite an interesting one. The skeleton is an okay feature. I think they could have possibly maybe included something else there. But then the thing what I'm most confused about is the trading villager, because like it doesn't look anything like him. I have seen this from Ashen Flash, like Ashen Flash as Pinion, and I definitely agree with him. Like, he's not even a blue color, he's like a sort of darkish red color. But I do like the inclusion of the minifig, but it's really strange how they've like completely messed up the coloring of the trading villager. But I do like the play feature where like it's almost like a play feature where once you trade with the villager, like you sort of flick the switch or like sort of turn the nozzle and it looks like you've traded with him. Really like that play feature, but like the villager like sort of trader is completely different color. I don't understand why they did that. So possibly in the future we might get the proper version of the sort of trading villager. Next up we have some really exciting LEGO Ninjago news, and this is the Lloyd for Season 14 of Ninjago. Now this is him in his sort of like jungle sort of ninja suit, because it might be possibly like Season 11 where half of the season was Kai's, the fire chapter, and then the other half of the season was the ice chapter. This could be the same for Season 14 where one half is for Lloyd, like the jungle, and then the other half is for Nia in a different location. So I really love the new hair and like sort of bandana combo. I really love the design for his hair. I think that might be the same, but the difference is just like the bandana going around. I really love that. His facial expression, I think, is a new one. I really love that sort of like war paint on him, or like sort of tribal paint. I think that is definitely really cool. I'm not too sure on his other facial expression though. His torso print, I love the amount of detailing on it. Like the two leaves, like the long leaves sort of tucked into like some sort of belt is a really nice inclusion. And then just some more greens included, like light, dark green, and just a couple of like sort of light grey belts. And then I believe that symbol there would possibly represent energy, because that's his elemental power. Even his legs have some really nice printing, like possibly chains on the sort of sides of his legs, and then just some sort of like knee protection, or like sort of bandage knee protection. And then I think this is definitely a really awesome minifig. Some pretty impressive and also some really interesting prints on his torso and legs, and I love the new hair and bandana combo. I'm really excited to see all the other ninja, because could they be as good as Lloyd, or could they be a sort of letdown And finally, for today's LEGO News episode, we are getting a Sesame Street LEGO idea set. And wow, I honestly never thought we would get a Sesame Street set because I believe quite a while ago this got 100,000 supporters like straight away on LEGO ideas. And once you get that milestone, it actually goes into the sort of process of LEGO taking a look at the set, and then they decide if it will become a LEGO set. And I honestly never thought Sesame Street would become one because I remember as a younger child actually watching this show, and it was definitely a pretty interesting one for like puppets and humans, and to actually see it be transported into LEGO and having like Big Bird, Elmo, Cookie Monster, Grouch, I'm pretty sure that's his name, Bert and Ernie in LEGO form is definitely really interesting because they have some really iconic designs to them with their sort of head design. And then Big Bird is probably my favorite big fig or minifig. So first we'll start with like this sort of apartment building here. I really love the overall design with the coloring of it. The build for like the window is really modern, and then I really like this sort of door here. I think that's definitely an interesting door instead of just using like a regular door piece. And then I really love the 123 Sesame Street sign, and then the sort of top part of it is definitely great with like the roof, and I believe they are doves. And then there seems to be some sort of like UFO thing, maybe possibly there, some like nice chimney detailing, some like flowers, and then milk. Bit strange, but it is Sesame Street. And then we do have some more flowers, and then possibly some sort of like balcony or some sort of like stairway on the side of the apartment building. And we do have where Grouch lives. Really interesting using a sphere piece for Grouch, and then just paint, like, not painting, but having it a green color, and then his sort of facial expression. I really wish we got a minifig version of him, just like his legs and his torso, a bit of printing on it, so then like you could take the head out of the trash can and actually put him onto a minifig. I think that would have been really cool. And then we have this really cool heart print of some sort of friend for Grouch. I'm not 100% sure on his or her name. And then we just have behind Bert or Ernie some more sort of detailing like trash. And then we have over here some really interesting builds for Big Bird. Really nice setup there. Some really nice stickers in this, and I love the amount of stickers. And we have this sort of grocery store or maybe another apartment, and it does look unfinished, like you can just very easily see it, and possibly we might be getting an extension to it because it's cut off from the box or the image, but there's actually some Technic pieces with like holes in it, so like you can actually add to it. So we could possibly be getting like a whole sort of Sesame Street sort of display, which could look definitely really cool. So I think each of the characters in this set have been represented perfectly in LEGO form, because in the TV show each of the characters have a very unique design to them, and to actually see that in LEGO form is definitely really interesting, but also perfect because I think they definitely did capture it pretty well. So first we'll start with Cookie Monster, and I really like the new mold and design for Cookie Monster's head. I really love the sort of eyes, how like one is up and then one is down, because that is definitely a unique feature for Cookie Monster in the show. And then I love his mouth print, almost like he's about to eat the cookie. And then at the back of the head mold, there is some fur detailing, but the torso and the legs don't have any detailing to them. I can understand for the legs because you really don't see them too much in the show from my memory, but it would have been really awesome to see some like fur printing on his torso, like maybe his belly. But apart from that, I think it's an interesting minifig. Next we have Grouch. Now, technically he's not a minifig, but I thought I would include him. As I said before, it would have been great to see some torso and legs for him, so like you could take him out of the trash can and like play with him. So it's a really interesting idea how they've just got like a sphere piece for Grouch instead of just having like legs and torso. Then we have Bert, I think, or Ernie. I'm not 100% sure on who is who. I really love the checkered pattern for his torso with like the green, sort of a lime green, the orange, and the blue. I think that is definitely really cool, and also it's a bit of white. And then the dark green legs are really cool to actually see because we really don't see them in too many like new sets. And then the collar piece on him for like the head is definitely really interesting, but the mold for his head is definitely great. They've definitely captured that really Pacific shape for his head. I love his face expression, his mouth opened up, the nose, and the sort of little hairs on him. Then we have Ernie or Bert. I'm really bad at knowing their names, but I really love the checkered pattern on him as well, like with the yellow, the red, the white, the blue, and then I believe another yellow color, and then those mid legs in that really nice sort of bluish color is definitely great. And then they have once again captured that really nice shaping for the head for the minifigs. I really love his face expression with his mouth open, his nose and his hairs. And I love the inclusion of his rubber ducky. Then we have Elmo. You really couldn't make a Sesame Street set without Elmo. I really love his face expression. He is definitely the most happiest character on Sesame Street. And I love how they've captured that. The little red monster, I'm not going to say monster, little red friendly character. I really love how they've captured that. His eyes are definitely great. I believe he has the same mold design as Cookie Monster's, but the eyes are the only sort of difference, and then also the nose, so very similar idea there. And I believe he also has some fur detailing on him, but it would have been really great to see some printing on his torso, just like Cookie Monster, like some fur. And then finally, we have the character, I was about to say man himself, but we have the bird himself, Big Bird. I love this minifig. I love the design for the head because this is probably, in my opinion, the most iconic character in Sesame Street because of his design. And I really love how they've captured everything about him. His big head, and then like the torso, the arms, and then also like some, almost like the Woody legs from Toy Story from like the original set from like 2010, maybe, not 100% sure. Really interesting once again seeing them, but I don't think they are. His head has a really unique design to it. I think that might be a new mold completely. I love the detailing for like the fur, his mouth, his eyes, and then the fur on that really interesting torso. I don't think that's ever appeared before, so it's great to actually see that. And then the wings are really nice to see. It might possibly be like a whole new sort of design where like you can move the wings up and down. Now that would be really awesome. And then the legs have some great printing on them as well. So, hope you guys did enjoy this LEGO news video as much as I did making it, because as always, I really did enjoy sharing my thoughts and opinions on the latest LEGO news. I would definitely love to hear what you have to say down in the comments below, your thoughts and opinions. And as always, guys, hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I can actually say goodbye.